Well, hi Aries, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for July's reading. I have shuffled these cards very well. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the center card in the first part of the reading. So if you feel compelled, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, let's get started. For Aries, what can you expect coming up in your life? For Aries, please, universe, what do they need to know? What does Aries need to know? Please, universe, give us the cards for Aries. For July, please. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Let's see if we have enough to get started. At the end of the reading, I'm going to pull a Law of Attraction card and an Angel card for you for the month of July. For Aries, what's going on with Aries? What can you expect? Any advice is always welcome. And we got just enough for the first part of your reading. I see you're a little bit, the overall energy here is the Seven of Cups. So this is confusion in love. This is like, oh my gosh, you're wondering if you're picking or choosing the wrong cup. You've chosen the wrong cup before, most people have. But you're looking at these cups and you're just wondering if whoever is in your life right now that you're taking a leap of faith with, whether they are one of these cups, which is not the right cups because they all have something else in them. The cups are love, and so there's not a lot of room for love. So you're wondering if you picked one of these cups again. So let's read on and let's find out more about this reading, if it's for you. I have the Seven of Swords in your highest energy. This is deceitful behavior. This is hiding things from you. I think this is a fear more than anything else because you're in this place right now where you're second guessing a relationship that you're in. And so you're kind of wondering if they're being upfront with you, if they're telling you the truth. And then right next to the Seven of Swords is the Fool. This is why I say that you took a leap of faith in this relationship and you're wondering now if you did the right thing. So with the Fool's energy, it's really fun, it's carefree, it's throwing caution to the wind, it's living in the moment. But what happens is, it looks like with you, you've come to the edge of the cliff because you've had your head up in the clouds and now you're starting to look forward and you're starting to wonder about your future. Is this the right person for you? Is this going to turn out to be the right cup, the right choice for you to move forward with? So it's fun. The Fool is a very fun while it lasts card. But it seems to me you're now starting to worry a little bit here about whoever it is that you have chosen to be with. I have the Seven of Wands next to the Fool card. The Seven of Wands is just like it looks like. It's blocking. But this is blocking your thoughts. I think you're trying to fight thoughts that are coming in about the Seven of Cups. You want to feel like they are the right person for you. I don't know why my camera's doing that with color. That's weird. It does that sometimes. And I've noticed other people's cameras that do that. But this can be other people's opinions too that are coming up, these wands. These are people who love you though, and they want what's best for you. But you're like, you're kind of blocking what anybody else says to you because you want to do things your way. You want to find out for yourself any doubts that you might have about this relationship. You might be blocking whatever it is they're saying or making you feel, just because I think you are getting involved in this relationship and you're not sure that they are. I have the Two of Swords under the Seven of Swords, and I'm trying to make it do that again with the color, I have the Two of Swords under the Seven of Swords and right next to the Seven of Cups. Well, this is some energy of not dealing with the situation, ignoring it, basically. It's like an ostrich putting its head in the sand. Your blindfold is on, your heart is guarded, your swords are up in self-protection. So you are kind of in self-protection mode, but you're not really dealing with it. You're hoping it'll just go away. You're trying not to look at it too deeply. But it is a concern in this reading, and this is what the reading wants to talk about. I have the Sun right next to the Seven of Cups and under the Seven of Wands. They make you happy. You know, this is a fresh start and new beginning for you. This card is about love, joy, and new beginnings. So this is probably why you're kind of blocking, not wanting to deal with it, because you know you're very happy with whoever this is. You're just kind of doubting whether they're on the same page as you are. So this really might be a good relationship, although you're having doubts for whatever reasons. I have the Eight of Swords under the Two of Swords. So the Eight of Swords, this is a card of illusion. It's like your eyes are blindfolded. We already know that with the Two of Swords. You're bound. We already know that. You're just kind of like feeling kind of stuck in this relationship, not knowing the truth and the clarity of it. You got swords all the way around you. Now, it's almost like by choice you don't want to deal with it because I think you're afraid of what you might find out. But eventually, you always come out of this Eight of Swords energy. Eventually, always. So it's a card of illusion that you're feeling trapped into something that you really don't know all the truth and clarity. But if you were to, your mouth is not bound, your feet are not bound, and if you were to ask and strike up a conversation, you might get some truth and clarity. Oh, well, it looks like that's exactly what you are going to do. I don't know how you're going to do it exactly. I don't think, it doesn't feel like you're going to be just striking up a conversation. I think that you're going to be taking a harder look at the other person's actions and everything that they say and do. And that's how you're going to pick up your swords of truth and clarity. Because I feel like you've already been through, like I said, I got the Seven of Cups here, through a relationship that was not the right relationship for you. And there might have been more than one. There's two fading away in the background, okay? So you're picking up your swords of truth and clarity. You're remembering what's happened with your past relationships. And so you're kind of becoming aware and trying to analyze this relationship to see if they are actually, you know, becoming on the same page in this relationship as you are. I have the Knight of Pentacles next to the Five of Swords and under the Sun. Fresh starts, new beginnings with lots of love and joy. And next to picking up swords of truth and clarity. And not only about this relationship, but about your past relationships. So the Knight of Pentacles is, where's the commitment? This is the slowest moving energy in the entire deck. The horse is barely moving. There's barely one foot in front of the other. And it's bringing a commitment in. It's bringing security and stability in. And this is what you really want with your fresh start and new beginning. And this is kind of why you're getting nervous. I feel like you're getting very nervous about this relationship. Let's take out the second part of this reading for Aries, please. What else do they need to know? What else do they need to know for Aries, please? Wow. Okay. For Aries, what else do they need to know? All right. Let's put that deck over there. Move this deck down a little. Okay, let's put these out in the order they came out. Not quite sure how many cards that we have here. I read it right side up. That's how I was taught, and that is how I read. I can get plenty of negative stuff out of right side up cards, so I don't need to turn them over. Oh, and this last card, oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Here is the Tower. It's right next to the Seven of Wands. You're trying to avoid a Tower moment. You're not ready to speak up and say anything because you don't want a Tower moment. I mean, I don't know how long you've been in this relationship, but I don't feel like it's been all that long. I think you've just been waiting for the right relationship for a long time. And you're just worried that this one might fall apart, like I said before. So the Tower is right next to the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, there's that truth and clarity, you know, that you need. This is a conversation that you really kind of would make you feel better, at least give you knowledge about their intentions and how they're feeling. And there you are waiting, you know, you've been waiting for that Knight of Pentacles to come in for a long time. You really want something secure, stable, and solid in your life. And I think this needs to be talked about. That you need to communicate with them what you're looking for in a relationship, you know, so that you don't waste your time. And because I feel like you need to deal with this a little bit. You need to deal with this just anyway to the point of letting them know what you are looking for. And when the truth comes out, that, you know, that's a conversation. And then I have the Judgment card under the Tower card next to the Sun. You have been through a spiritual lesson already. You've thought you've been in new beginnings. You thought you've had love. You've thought you've had new beginnings with other cups, okay, other people, other relationships, and they have blown up. They have not lasted for one reason or another. This has been a spiritual lesson for you, and you've grown as a person because of it. See those guardian angels and spirit guides blowing the horn down upon you? You're awoken to a spiritual lesson. And I think this is why you're really looking for something much more grounded now. This Judgment card is right next to the King of Cups and under the Ace of Swords. This is water, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer that might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. Let me hold that down where you can see it. The King of Cups now, very mature-minded energy. All cards are male or female. But this is your energy of holding on to that big old cup of love. And I feel like you are kind of holding back just a little. You're trying not to let your whole heart out because you don't want to get caught in another Tower moment. And it's right under the Ace of Swords. And I feel like this conversation is going to help you make a decision on whether you should be handing your love out or not. This is part of your judgment. I think you were too free to hand out your love before in this reading, and now you're just much more cautious. Now look at the face. Look at the face on that King of Cups. That's really taking charge. It's like it's my cup of love, and I'll hand it out when I'm good and ready to hand it out, when I feel comfortable in handing it out, and until then, I'm not. But I think you already took a leap of faith in a relationship here, and you're worried. You're thinking you probably should have hung on for a while, maybe, to that cup. But this conversation is really going to, is really needed. And that's what the cards are saying here. This is advice. I have the Nine of Wands next to the King of Cups and under the Seven of Pentacles. You know, you got to this place of feeling worn out, dragged through the mud, about, finding that person, that special person to love and commit to. You have, it's like that pole. I could call it a staff or a wand, whatever. It is holding you up. You're not really holding it up. You've been through the ringer on relationships. And so this is, you've waited. You've waited for those committed relationships, stable and secure. You've handed your love out before. You have a huge cup of love too, I must say. And so you're wondering if you're going to end up in the same position as you have before in other relationships. But you have learned a spiritual lesson. So, take what you've learned from the spiritual lesson and move forward. And part of that is have these honest conversations. Let them know what you expect and what you want from a relationship, and maybe even let them know how you're feeling. Because if you don't, and you just act like the Two of Swords, an ostrich with the head in the sand, because you're afraid that you might damage the relationship somehow, that's not going to get you any place except more hurt in the end if it doesn't work out. So, and if it's going to work out, this Ace of Swords is going to help you relax and help you want to hand your love out. Now, under the spiritual lesson, that was very difficult to get through. In waiting and thinking that you were, going to have a Knight of Pentacles actually come in for you. And we have the Ten of Wands. That spiritual lesson was a heavy, heavy burden, Aries. And but there's no 11, so you will be able to drop those wands. As a matter of fact, the spiritual lesson allows you to drop those wands once you get through it. So that is like a sigh of relief from waiting for other relationships to come forward with this pentacle. Now this might be a sigh of relief that the pentacle is actually coming in too. On the other side of the Ten of Wands is the Knight of Wands, and this is under the King of Cups. This is all about passion. This is all about running in and out of your life with a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings, and running out with a staff or a wand of passion. And so this is under the King of Cups. You're pulling back that cup of love because you find yourself falling in love, and they end up running out of your life. That was all part of this spiritual lesson. There's a new life cycle here. You reached your wit's end with that Nine of Wands on these Knight of Wands actions. So you're entering a new life cycle. And this new life cycle has got you much more cautious in moving forward. And in this new life cycle, I got to show you this card, is the Ace of Pentacles. There's the offer. So I don't know if it's this person or if they're just in this new life cycle after your spiritual lesson, but there is a commit. The Knight of Pentacles is coming in, okay? They're coming in this new life cycle. You've got a lot behind you, and you have been through the ringer. But you're looking for something solid and secure with lots of love. It's coming in this new life cycle that you are now in or entering. Let's take out an angel card for this reading. Let's find out what your guardian angels and spirit guides have to say. This may or may not have to do with this reading. It may just be a message that they want you to hear. For Aries, please. One more shuffle for Aries. And then I will draw a card. I draw it by cutting the deck. For Aries. There. The Ace of Action. So you may pause it and read it anytime you want. I'm going to read it to you. This cherub is heralding a time of wonderful new opportunities related to your creativity, your career, or pursuing your dreams. This is a card of action, And if you've been procrastinating, it's time to really get busy. It's also a great time to start a new business. Have confidence in your abilities. So part of the message here is to trust yourself, take action where it's needed, and I think that's that conversation in this reading here with whoever it is you're unsure about, that you're falling in love with, it looks like. So this is your angel card. Great advice. And I'm going to take out also a law of attraction card for you from the universe. Let's see what kind of advice comes up with these law of attraction cards. All right. Let's cut them. For Aries, find your card. It's a pretty card. To the degree I am happy, I am successful. So I'm going to read the back, which is what the universe has to say. And you can pause and read it anytime you want. Here we go. Whether it's a trophy, money, relationships, or things, the achievement of anything that you desire must be considered success. But if you will let your standard of success be your achievement of joy, everything else will then fall easily into place. For in the finding of joy, you are finding vibrational alignment with the resources of the universe. The law of attraction. Your advice. Okay, so Aries, this is your July reading. Thank you for watching. Universal Guidance Tarot.